Hey guys, this is Isis and today I'm sharing a tutorial for DIY gold leaf agate knobs, aka DIY agate drawer pulls. I wanted to repurpose some old knobs that I had and were anything but pretty, and in order to make them work for this project, I spray painted them gold. It all started because about 2 years ago, I bought a pair of agate knobs. I had no idea what I'd do with them, but they were so pretty that I couldn't resist. Fast forward to now, me, of course, wanting to use them now, and they were nowhere to be found. Sure, I could order them online, but I was in a hurry to finish the project, and I kinda really wondered if I could pull DIYing them and have them look almost exactly as the store-bought ones. But here's the kicker. The ones I had bought had a tiny little gold decorative piece in the center. And as I was thinking what I could use to recreate that, it occurred to me that perhaps using some tiny earrings or pieces made for kind of like DIYing custom jewelry, maybe that could work, and it did. I cut the back part of the earring pieces to make them all flat so they would glue nicely in the center of the agate slices. This is one of the store-bought ones. I liked them, but I thought the border could look nicer. I mean, I had some gold leaf sheets, I had glue, and I had the sealer, and I decided to give that a try in the hopes of making my DIY project look even better than the store-bought ones. Yep, I started by wanting to recreate the look, and then I went for making them even better. Because that's what we crazy DIYers do. And these are the agate slices I bought. They are meant for jewelry and accessory making. They have a teeny tiny hole meant for the thread, but you really can't see that at a distance, so they totally work. I wiped them clean and then I used a small brush to apply the adhesive size for the gold leaf to stick to the surface. And at this point, I was really having second thoughts because I liked the natural look of the agate pieces that I got a lot. But since I had two that had the edges sort of gold, because they were the store-bought ones, I had no option pretty much because it would look weird if two of the pulls had gold and the other ones didn't. When applying the adhesive size, you want to make sure that you don't apply accidentally to any area where you don't want the gold leaf, because the gold leaf will actually stick to any surface that has a teeny bit of the adhesive size. Make sure you have enough adhesive size around the whole agate piece. That way you don't have to go back and reapply. That's just way easier. At the same time, if you accidentally drop some of the glue or adhesive size in a place where you actually don't want it, just wipe it off carefully and that's it. There are different products to give the gold leaf look. What I'm using here is not actually gold leaf, it's a product called Simple Leaf, and as you can see it's quite simple to apply. You just apply the adhesive size and then you just stick the surface to the little gold leaf or simple leaf sheet, and then you can always use the tiny bits that fall off, you can with your fingers just grab them just the way I'm doing here, and just stick them to areas that are still uncovered, and it's just really easy and it's a lot of fun. Just be careful and make sure you don't have a fan close to you, because it will blow everything everywhere and you'll have particles of gold leaf everywhere for at least a week. So make sure it's not, a very windy area. I'm not sure I mentioned it earlier, but just in case I didn't, you want to make sure to wait a little bit after you apply the adhesive size. It needs to dry a little bit and be sticky. Otherwise, the gold leaf won't stick properly to the agate surface, and it would just kind of like bounce and stay in your finger pretty much, or in the sheet. After you have the border fully covered with the gold leaf, what you want to do is just start very, very lightly, but start rubbing the gold leaf, just very, very slow, and like tapping a little bit. You just don't want to rub it off, but it's just to get the excess particles and the ones that didn't stick to the surface, just to get that off, but make sure you don't apply so much pressure that you rub everything off. Go back and reapply in areas where it did rub off a little bit, or where it simply didn't actually glue in the first place. You can and probably should seal them. In my case, I tried sealing them, but I found that the sealer kind of made the gold leaf a little bit matte instead of the very shiny, kind of like luxurious look I was going after. So I left them without sealing. I went back and actually applied more gold leaf on top of the one that I actually had sealed. I don't recommend this if you're going to be using these pulls or knobs in areas where there's going to be a lot of use of those drawers, and there's going to be a lot of pulling and touching them, because the gold leaf will actually wear off. So the best idea is to actually protect with the sealer. In my case, I still have a little bit of the gold leaf left, so I don't mind if I have to, 1, 2, 3 years down the road reapply the gold leaf. Another thing is that I started off by being very careful and just trying to apply the adhesive size and get the gold leaf just on the very edges, right on the around the agate piece, but it looked too perfect, and I accidentally messed one up, and I loved how the more messy look actually looked. So I decided to just go for it and not make them perfect. After I was done, I cleaned them a little bit and removed a little bit of excess, but I didn't want to make them too perfect. For removing excess glue or accidental spots where you dropped some glue, what you can do is you just grab a cotton swab and use some alcohol and just very lightly rub the agate slice off with that, and it should come off. And here I was just testing and checking how they could look as a final product, it looked pretty good. Here I was also having a little bit of issue trying to actually glue the actual knob to the agate slice. Do not use the glue that you'll see in the video because it didn't work. In the end, I actually tried using liquid nails pretty much out of desperation, but that worked. So you can use that or any other glue that you know will work for this. And here they are. I'm actually really excited about this project. It was a lot of fun. It was not really complicated at all. It was a little bit messy, but not really that much. And it was kind of like a great deal. These are sold for a lot more money than I spent on materials, and they actually look a lot better than the one that I had bought at the store, because I think they just used some really cheap, inexpensive, commercial grade paint for the gold part, and by using the gold leaf, that actually makes them look very, very nice, very luxurious, and they're a very neat conversation piece. And here they are in the vintage china cabinet where I really wanted them to be.